Going on, guys? It is the Poke King, and we're back with another banger. So I'm excited. If you guys don't know, I love single prize decks in the Pokemon TCG. You know, I played them at different regionals, league cups, league challenges, and just locals in general. So let's take a look at this Typhlosion's deck. I'm gonna give it a shout out to Tricky Jim. This is his version, and I gotta say the deck is very, very nice. And there's some things that you can tweak, some things that you can change out. So let's get into the deck profile. Okay, so of course, since we're playing a Typhlosion deck, we need the baby. So we're playing for Cyndaquil. We're playing 4 Cyndaquils. Now this Cyndaquil is a really nice attacker for the deck. Now one of the issues that you can run into, of course, is things like Budew. But what's amazing with Cyndaquil is that for one fire energy, it does 30 damage. So it is knocking out any Budews, especially with the ×2 weakness. Even with a Bravery Charm, it takes 2 turns to knock it out, but you will discard an energy from this Pokemon. So you're going to be playing 4 of these Ethan's Cyndaquil. And I love that it's a 70 HP. I'm really liking, you know, the starter Pokemon that Pokemon is producing. Actually good quality cards that we can actually play. Now, one of the highlights of, and we'll take a look at deep dive, is this Quilava. Now, Quilava allows the deck, I think, to function the way it does. Now, of course, Typhlosion, that is the big beat stick that allows you to do the damage, but Ethan's Quilava has an ability called Bonded by the Journey. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for an Ethan's Adventure card, and that could be anything. You know, that could be, well, that's just the Ethan's Adventure card, I'm sorry. So you search out for the supporter, which the supporter then gets you other cards, and we'll take a look at what an Ethan's Adventure card does. But Quilava is really nice, especially if you can evolve and then attack into Budew. You can knock out Budews with Bravery Charms because then they're at 80 HP. So Ethan's Quilava, super important within the deck, allows you to turbo and get those Ethan cards to your hand, because the synergy is that Ethan's Typhlosion is an absolute beast, and we are going to be playing 4 of the Ethan's Typhlosion. So let's take a look at it, and we're only going to be really using the first attack. It is called Buddy Blast. Now this attack does 60 more damage for each Ethan's Adventure card in your discard pile. So if you aren't getting the gist, you're going to evo and evolve into the Quilavas. On your next turn, you're going to then use the Quilava's ability to grab yourself the Ethan's Adventure cards. You're going to either play one or discard them off of Ultra Balls, Earthen Vessel, and you're going to get the Ethan's Typhlosion. Now the 40 plus 60 for each Ethan's card, this can do a max of 280. Now there are some tweaks that I was thinking about, you know, putting in, you know, other cards to help out the deck, which we will. Things like Defiance Band, maybe a Victini, maybe a Vitality Band, or even a Max Belt. But I think the Ethan's Typhlosion is so strong that I think you can play it many different ways. Also even like certain stadiums to help out the deck. But that is the main attacker lineup. We're going to be pairing up, and this is what Tricky paired it up. We're pairing it up with 2 Dunsparce and 2 Dudunsparce. Now, one of the things you may know is that yes, this is the 60 HP, especially with all the Monkey Dories running around. I think we have to play the 70 HP. The 70 HP Dunsparce, 70 HP 1 retreat cost. I understand playing the free retreater because once again, you have no way to extra attach energy. So sometimes, you know, getting a Dunsparce stuck and not being able to attack, but that's why we have a card, if you see to the left, a Budew. So I think you have to play the 70 HP plus the Find a Friend ability to search out a Pokemon is really, really nice. But the Dunsparce, super good, allows you to draw through the deck, and you just want to turbo. So I really like the Dunsparce to where not a lot of cards get stuck in the active. So it's hard to do things like Maractus and stuff like that. We're playing 1 Budew for the Pollen. Of course, once again, if you have the 70 HP Dunsparce, you can at least retreat into a Budew, attack, and lock them out of items. So super important there. And then we're playing 1 Shaymin. Of course, this is one of the bigger cards to release for the standard TCG in Destined Rivals. Flower Curtain prevents all damage done to your bench Pokemon that don't have a rule box. So Shaymin prevents our entire bench. And as you see, this deck list isn't playing any EXs, no 2-prizers. So this truly is one of the better 1-prizer decks, especially with this lineup. But that is all the Pokemon that we play. Okay, next up, this is the Ethan's Adventure card that everyone is talking about, that also Quilava's ability searches. So Ethan's Adventure, really nice. Once again, let's take a deep dive into this card. You're going to search your deck for up to 3 in any combination of Ethan's Pokemon and basic fire energy cards. You're going to reveal them and put them in your hand, then shuffle your deck. So the Ethan's Adventure, super important, allows you to get that fire energy, maybe get another Quilava and the Typhlosion to attack. So we really do love that. Once again, this is a turbo deck. We're going to turbo through the deck as fast as possible. So we're going to be playing 4 Professor's Research. You know, Quilava searches for like 2 Ethan's Adventure, 3, 1, and then you use Research to discard to get more cards. So I really do like that. We're going to try and maximize how much we see Arven, because turn 1 Arven, I think with Evo, is really good in this deck. Protects you against even things. Once again, you have to go for like the Wellspring to prevent that. Of course, there's Shaymin, but then that's 1 spot less. You'd have to have a double Buddy-Buddy Poffin to kind of go for that play. So especially if you only have 1 Buddy Poffin, especially if Arven is searching for that, I like being able to get the TM Evo that we play in the deck, so you can then evolve into like the Dunsparce or the Quilava, which wouldn't get knocked out. So for Arven, super important within the deck. We're playing 1 Iono for the 1 of, once again, just a really good standalone supporter. 1 Boss's Orders, once again, let's grab whatever Pokemon on your opponent's bench to knock out. 1's Lana Aid comes really good late game clutch. Now we're playing 1 Black Belt's Training, but I think I would rather see this as a Defiance ban, or we can keep it once again and maybe switch it out for like a Vitality or the Max Belt. But you know, Black Belt's Training is kind of this deck's, you know, extra attack hit points, you know, for more damage to your opponent. It's only to EX though, so I'm not sure how versatile this card is. So once again, this may get cut. We're keeping it very simple. We're playing 4 Ultra Ball because of course, you know, like the goal is to turbo through the deck, discard those Ethan's Adventure cards, get them in the discard pile. We want to see Buddy-Buddy Poffin as much as possible in our opening hand, so of course you got to play a 4 Great to get back to decks that play for Buddy-Buddy Poffin. 2 Rare Candy, just there in case you're struggling with the Quilavas. 2 Counter Catcher because you're playing a single prizer, so we may attack with Budew, and they knock out Budew, then we're going to go Counter Catcher and then knock out with Typhlosion. 2 Super Rod because you churn through these Pokemon. Once again, when it's a turbo deck, you got to play 2 Super Rod. 1 Earthen Vessel to get you the energy that you need, also discard an Ethan's Adventure card. 1 Night Stretcher to grab back that Quilava or Ethan's Typhlosion that you may need, so Night Stretcher is super important. We are playing 1 Redeemable Ticket. You only have to play 1. So you count your prize cards, then you shuffle them and put them on the bottom of your deck. Then you take the top cards of your deck, and for as many prize cards as you put back, you of course replace them. So Redeemable Ticket's really good because we want to make sure we maximize getting all our Ethan's Adventures. So if they're in the prize cards, you got to switch them out. We're playing 1 Secret Box. You could switch this out for a maximum belt. Right now, once again, testing out the Secret Box, and it's pretty good. 1 Technical Machine Evolution. Tricky was playing a Devo, but I switched out the Devo for the I forgot what it was. I think it was like an extra, I think it was for the Shaymin or something like that. I think he was playing, or the Budew, something. 2 Artazon, really good once again in this style deck. And we're light on energies. You're only playing 5 because, you know, we only either attack for free with Budew or 1 fire energy for Ethan's Typhlosion. And that was the entire Ethan's Typhlosion deck. Alright guys, so that was the Ethan's Typhlosion deck. I think this is the best 1 prizer deck right now out in Pokemon. I think the damage output is a little bit faster than even something like Baby Ancient Moon. So guys, let me know in the comment section down below. Once again, this was Tricky's build. I tweaked it a little bit, not too much, but let me know once again, should we switch out the Dunsparce? Should we put in another Evo or a Devo? Let me know in that comment section down below. I want to hear how you guys would tweak this deck. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, become part of the Poke Kingdom. It's been your king. Peace.